Ready?
Yeah.
Camera's rolling. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What's my script? Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to
Brothers on the Rocks.
And I'm Anthony, and this is...
Your boy, Brandon.
Damn, I thought I was autistic.
Bro.
So yeah, welcome to
Brothers on the Rocks.
So,
Brothers on the Rocks.
Brothers on the Rocks. So today, well, to start off with, I'd like to make some cheers. Oh yeah, let's pour.
Wait, cheers? We're already cheersing? Oh, I was actually.
Well, I'll list mine off, and then you can list yours off.
Oh, okay. I'm doing half a shot for the beginning because we obviously got topics we're gonna talk about. With
Yeah,
this.
let me do half a shot. I hate this shit so much.
Yeah.
What
is your cheers?
I would first like to make a cheers to my old boy JD. Not good for him. He's I don't know. I'm not gonna go into detail about what happened, but he's brain dead right now at this point in time, and I don't know where he's at right now. I haven't heard much back, but so yeah, cheers to him, and then yeah, so cheers to another special someone out there that I hope you're listening. And then cheers to our podcast. Cheers to us doing this right now in this point in time, and to future podcasts we might be doing, will be doing.
I guess for my cheer is
That's
cheers.
mine.
Cheers to myself, because without me and my ambition, where would I be? Nowhere.
That's it?
Cheers to us doing a podcast. I honestly did not think I'd be doing this at all. We've been talking about it for a year now, probably, like as a serious thing. But you never know about alcohol in a podcast, and now we're doing it. He found some great ideas to start doing it with, and I'm like, you know what? Cheers to that. That's a good way to start out, is just being organized. So, cheers to you.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, cheers.
All right, cheers. Well,
oh, yeah.
Cheers.
Tink. Never. I hate this fucking drink.
Also, by the way, hugs. If you guys love hugs, dude, this is the best childhood drink in the fucking world.
That's a good damn chaser. I ain't gonna lie. Holy fuck.
So we need to let's first talk about what is on the table. So right here, there's an elephant in the room. There's some, I forgot how the song goes.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Anyways, so I was thinking of Legally Blonde, but you don't know Legally Blonde.
No.
So we have alcohol as a starter of what we both have picked out ourselves before the podcast. That's why it's half empty for both of us.
Yeah.
We both grew a distaste. We both have grown a distaste to these, and it's not a bad thing. It's not like we didn't like it at the beginning. It's more like
my distaste is just from it's like when you eat I don't know, maybe it's just me, but sometimes I'll eat a certain food like all the fucking time, like so much, and I just make myself get sick of it. Or like a song, I'll listen to it many times.
I got a good analogy. It's like when you go to a Chinese buffet and you're starving. You start eating a plate of Chinese. Then you're like, man, that was good. I'm going to get a second. Go get a second, and you realize, I don't want that meat again. And then you go up for a third. Hey, this is back in the days where I could go for thirds. You finally feel sick. And then you start smelling Chinese food when you leave, and you're like, oh, God.
Yeah.
That's what this was like. We did it way too much. Like, half of this was one night, and then that's my distaste.
Yeah, for sure.
I went for buffets. I went for seconds, thirds, and fifths, you know?
Yeah, so mine's pretty much just over time, the repetition of it.
But we thought we start off...
Interrupt me one more time, motherfucker.
I was going to say, but we start off with this alcohol because this is our genuine, like, personalities in an alcohol. His is Woodford. His is literally just Woodford.
Yeah.
And mine is, like, clear alcohol. Clear or fruity, but clear.
Yeah, and mine, I used to drink it a lot years ago just because it makes me feel warm. I have never liked the fucking taste of it, and it never got easier to drink. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And now I'm just fucking sick of it. So this is probably gonna be my last bottle. And we did plan on getting other drinks today, but we took a little too long, and it's Sunday.
And it's Sunday, you know.
And-
If you ain't the praising of the one before 8 a.m., it's Jover.
Yeah, it was literally
Jover.
10 minutes past 10, and the Walmart lady was
8.
it was 10 minutes past 8, sorry. It was 10 minutes past 8, and the Walmart lady was like, you can't buy this alcohol.
Yeah, she
It's
had
past
a little
time."
sassy attitude. I was like, is everybody... Oh, you know what? That's probably what it is. Everybody does that. Actually, I've done it. This is probably my 5th time buying it on a Sunday.
She like snagged it from him too. She like took it and cradled under her arm. I was like, oh, okay, you want mine too? She's like, yeah.
She took it home.
I was like, what the fuck?
She took it home. We paid for it and she took it home.
She was not happy.
No.
I'm not going to call her out though because she'd be really easy to spot.
Well, we've also grown up with her though.
I mean, that's
technically,
true.
yeah. All right,
That's why
anyways.
she'd be easy to spot.
Anyways, that is the whole reason why we have the alcohol that we have right now. It's just showing who we are as a person as for right now. We don't know what other alcohol we might like other than fruity.
Yeah, I'm at this point in my life where I don't give a fuck what kind of alcohol I get. If it tastes good, I'm gonna fucking drink it. Like,
Glug,
call
glug.
me a pussy if you want. If it's a fucking fruity drink, I don't give a shit, dude. I'm gonna drink it because it tastes good. I
Yeah,
don't
and if
like
that
this shit
alcohol
no
is
more.
ass, we're gonna ask for its fucking address and we're gonna go find it.
Yeah, whatever.
But anyways, yeah.
Yeah, so let's change topics into
You know what we gotta do.
just some funny shit.
We talked about it.
Changing topics.
Changing
I spilled
topics.
It? Oh no, it's condensation.
All right, here we go.
Can I do another half shot?
I think we should start this episode with half shots because I have zero taste for this.
Yeah, and I have work tomorrow too, so.
All right, here you go. You ready? Changing topics. Ready? 3, 2. We can do this. 3, 2, 1.
yeah.
Go. I hate this one so much.
Oh my god. That was my first time ever gagging drinking it.
So me and him, we actually can drink straight alcohol. But goddamn, these are so horrible. Goddamn.
Oh fuck, I don't know if I can. That is the first time I've ever gagged drinking it. If that doesn't tell you how fucking sick of it I am, oh my days, dude. My eyes are watering.
So also, stay hydrated, gamers. Stay hydrated.
Oh, yeah, stay hydrated. I'm sorry, that made me really fucking ill.
This is A-Dog's introduction episode, so I'm ready to see what we got.
All right, so sorry if you see me peeping down here. I got my little checklist,
It's always good to have a checklist.
my little notebook, just for topics, because I know I will forget. I'm real bad at remembering shit.
Well, we know after this episode we're going to probably get more flowed into it, so I mean...
Yeah, we can start with just funny shit, you know?
Funny shit, let's go. Funny.
So which of these would you want? We can start with whatever.
Let's start with whatever. So whatever is a really good topic.
Dumbest argument. What is the dumbest argument we've had?
The dumbest argument we've had.
I think one of the... I can't remember none from a long time ago, but one of the more recent ones was when we were moving in together. We were both just real fucking grouchy. Just
Dude, moving in was crazy. Like, if you think about when Matt Pat did the whip and Nene simultaneously, you can't do that. But me and him, we kind of got into that argument. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? You can't just... You literally can't. But what was it? What was it?
I don't remember anything in particular because them days just... It was all a fog just from trying to get everything set up.
I think I can remember. The dumbest argument we got into recently was about when me and you were talking about where we should do our bills and how we should do our bills. We had a specific weekend plan for it. And the weekend we had planned for it was the first day we actually moved into this house. And our siblings were here, to stay the night to, we partied for having a new house.
Excuse me, sorry.
And I came in and... Honestly, I was the bitch of the house. I was the one who was actually causing all the fucking trauma. Because I was stressed. When you first rent a house, you don't know if you have all the money in the world to be satisfied and to be comfortable, right? I came in and said, All right, so I got some letters here that shows our bill amounts. We should start putting them together, me and you, to calculate our bills together. And because we talked about this 2 months before, I even said we should put our bills together so we know where our uh where our
Financials are
finances
at right
are
now.
at. And the day I was ready to do it, I said, "Hey, so I got some mail. Let's go ahead and do our finances and let's put all of our paper bills together in a black envelope."
And then I chimed in. I was like, why would I need my fucking paper bills? I have it all written down like online and shit.
I was like, "Well, we agreed that we would do this." And I was thinking you had mail because you had some mail bills. You did.
But yeah, I had like my toolbox.
Your toolbox from freight.
and
You also
AT&T.
had your Yeah, well, that was mine, but
Or,
yeah.
well, yeah.
And I was like, let's just do this. Let's just get it over with. This dude, you go and say it.
So basically, he was like, well, I mean, yeah, you need those too. And I was like, no, the fuck I don't. I don't fucking need the paper bills.
And so
I don't know what you're talking about.
And so what I did right after that, I just said, you know what, fuck it, we ain't gonna do it. So then I went to go film a TikTok doing one of the dances.
Bro took his stress out.
I took
on
my stress
TikTok.
out on TikTok, bro. I had to. It was like,
But so yeah, I was just like, all right, whatever. And then like 10 minutes passed, and I was
he
like,
came in apologizing. He got on his knees and he said, bro, I'm sorry. Do whatever you need to do.
like, dude, I'm so sorry.
And then I also said to something
You're
non-existent.
like, it's okay.
No. You were doing that, and I was above you just doing that for no reason.
But yeah, so that was pretty fucking dumb. Just about
It was a dumb argument, but like an
bills.
argument we actually got into, I can't think of.
I don't really dwell on arguments.
It's all, and not to get political, it's just I think most of our arguments go into politics, so we don't really argue much though outside of that. Matter of fact, ever since we got everything settled in our house, we're good.
I don't really argue about politics either.
Well, when it was
I have debates
before, like before all of us were settled.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everything. We were both just so fucking grouchy just during the whole move process.
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to throw shade on our family or anything. I appreciate my plug, but I appreciate my family and everything for helping. I really do.
Wait, what's that? Purple guy.
But
I love when you do that.
sometimes our family is just a bit much trying to help out.
I think you're about to call our family a bitch.
No.
And I would agreed with you.
And I appreciate
Knock on wood. That just
mic.
means you just double knocked, which means you literally said they're a bitch.
Anyway,
He said it, not me.
You said it, but yeah, I appreciate my family helping, but sometimes they're just a bit much. And for me and Brandon trying to do everything by ourselves, we're just like, all right, can you just give us some space for a second?
Yeah, we didn't.
And they did give us space, so
Well, most. I think there was 2 people I'm not going to name, Mom, that wouldn't give us really much space and just argued.
I'm not gonna say the race of the doctor. He was a Jewish doctor.
No, but like I love my mom to. Here's the thing, like when we were moving, I think this is like actually very fair. But I like to be fairly honest, my mom is a great mom. Like I mean, there's a point when you're an adult and you actually have to do adult stuff, and the adults of your adult life are like, this is how it happens. And because it changes so much in society and just in the real world, you can't prepare for what they already did. You can't.
Yeah.
Like, even if they give you advice, it's already changed.
So that's why I take their advice with a grain of salt. I'm
You know,
like, all right, yeah, sure,
I mean, they
but
said-
I'll just still do my own thing.
yeah, they said dildos. I use a toilet plunger.
Yeah, keep interrupting me, buddy. No, I'm just kidding.
Bro, this is so much editing for there's so much editing for a podcast, bro.
Anyway, next segment, I guess, whatever.
Hang on, let's try to smooth into it. Let's try to transition into it. So, what is it?
Things we hate that everyone else loves.
Things we hate that everybody loves. Okay.
Anyway,
But
so our family...
while we were moving, our family, they have different types of organizations than we do. But with us, we're not organized. Fuck that. We don't give a shit. We do the things right in the spot.
We're pretty much just like Sorry for interrupting, but we pretty much just do things like right then and there. We don't really like planning things out just because neither one of us like having plans.
Exactly. And so that goes on to like, things that we hate that everyone else loves, right? Is not we don't give a shit about organization. We give a shit about other things that people really don't.
Well, speaking of things everybody hates or everybody loves, but fuck things we hate that everybody else loves. Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that, gamers.
So anyway, talking about things that we hate that everybody else loves. What are some of those things that we hate but everybody else loves?
I would say making plans.
That's a good one.
I'm just saying,
shit.
We don't like making plans.
Usually people make plans to be very cordial, very planned out. But
when it comes to us making plans, we try to.
I hate trends. I'm not big on trends. Like the Stanley Cup shit. I'm like, dude, it's a fucking cup.
Oh,
get a fucking hold of yourself.
I can get that because there was the trend with the fucking $20 strawberry that was glazed.
I never even heard of that.
Okay, so there's the most expensive store. I don't remember what it's called.
Glazed with what?
Nothing. It's just one strawberry, and apparently it's the most natural tasting strawberry you can have.
Oh.
And everybody was buying it. And the fact that became a trend was so stupid because I'm like, at least Bulldog ramen noodles had a reason why to be a trend thing because it's mukbang. But one strawberry that's $20 and that's it. There's no aesthetic to it.
Yeah, that sounds really dumb. And I really hate mukbangs too.
Yeah, I hate mukbangs.
I can't stand the sound of people chewing and shit. I fucking hate that.
That's not really a hot take on that though, because
well, no, it's not a hot take.
No, I know.
Speaking
I'm not going.
No, I'm just
Speaking of hot take, no, I'm saying that because I think half of the people don't like mukbangs. I mean, it's not really it's not like things we hate everybody loves. That's more like either everybody hates or everybody loves it. I don't think there's in between.
I don't really know where people stand on
because it's like asthma.
Mukbangs.
It's like asthma.
Yeah, asthma. Speaking of
asthma,
I love asthma. I don't know if. Well, it's not.
I hate asthma.
It's not a thing I hate, but
I hate it because it makes no sense to me on what happens with it.
Then again, I guess for a lot of this shit, I don't know what everybody else really loves, but I hate. Because I really like ASMR, but
Moist Critical.
What about
Fuck
him?
that dude.
No.
Fuck that dude. No. I hate when people... Okay, wait, I got it. I hate that when a lot of people say a lot of rich YouTubers are washed up.
Oh, like they're all about the money?
Like PewDiePie, Mr. Beast. I mean, I don't stick up for him, but always means you are, but washed up YouTubers don't actually exist. At least in the mindset. Hang on.
No, it was the alcohol. I was thinking about it.
In the mindset of like who they are. Like even some people are calling Moist Critical washed up because all he does is literally nothing. And I will agree. I don't think he spends that much time on his videos. He has companies. That's where his time goes to. But washed up, I don't think there's many other than Rice Gum when he used to be,
I've never liked Rice Gum from the get. So, anyways.
Oh, AR.
Oh,
yeah. AR.
But,
people will know.
iDubbbz, a lot of people think iDubbbz is washed up.
Dude,
I think he's just turned a new leaf, to be honest.
I think everybody thinks iDubbbz is washed up. Like, his old audience hates him.
I still love him. I think he's still funny. He's cool. Just trying to be a better person as I can see it. And I'm never going to put somebody down for trying to be a better version of themselves.
Matter of fact, one of the best series he had after his apology.
Save the Squirrels Initiative.
Save the Squirrels
Yes,
Initiative.
sir.
That was really good. And then his recent content cop we won't get into, but like he pointed out some good things you can just change on old topics.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think that's it for that. I think we don't really have a distaste for everything that some people don't like. Or what?
Things we hate, everybody else loves. What is trending right now? I guess we could go into that. I don't know what's trending. I don't really
Okay,
keep.
one trend I dislike.
Wow, we keep talking over each other.
Wait, no. I got one that you might agree with. That
Well, I don't know what.
a lot of people
I
might.
don't keep up with things.
I was gonna. No,
Trends.
you might. TikTok songs that gets people 1 million likes whenever they do nothing but just sit there and look cute or handsome.
Well, I don't even have TikTok anymore, so.
Oh well, that's something I dislike that a lot of people probably don't, because obviously there's millions of likes.
I just uninstalled TikTok. I was just like, dude, I don't even use this. I'm just
Well,
constantly.
there you go, TikTok.
I'm just constantly.
You hate
on
TikTok,
Instagram
everybody
Reels.
loves it.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But you love doom scrolling, so you can't get into that.
Scroll the fuck
Out
out
of
of
shorts.
Instagram Reels
And shorts.
and YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's bad. Like, it'll be real bad at work too. Even at my new job. I
hate Ludwig Ogren. Continue.
guess I can't really say where I work, but
I hate PewDiePie.
I hate PewDiePie.
All right, I think that's basically it. We really aren't distasteful about much of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, we hate people who aren't inclusive.
I hate my brother.
I hate the rocks. I'm the brother, he's on the rocks. Like I said, we should save those for like the next one.
Throwback Stories? That's a good one. That's
guess.
actually a good one.
So, gamers, listen.
Gamers.
Getting into the, well, I mean, they're all gamers probably. But
Probably not.
let's be
I mean, if
he's not a gamer, I am.
a certain friend of mine, his family watches this, I mean, they're none of them are gamers.
Oh well.
Whatever.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm speaking to you gamers. He is not inclusive like I am. I am inclusive to gamers. But I guess the next thing we should really talk about is
some old stories of ours.
all right. So basically, since you're getting to know us, I am known to probably over, I would say 150,000 unique people. If you see Brandon Games All, you probably know who I am. In some stance. But when it comes to like personal stories, that comes to like where we come from and what we've done, we've got specific ones that we can go with. I'm gonna let you go first because I think you have a good idea of what personal story you should tell.
Well, these are throwback stories, and I'm going to get into some funny ones because those throw it back, I guess. What the hell? That was cringe. Anyways.
Hey, at least I got an ass to throw it back to. I got an ass and a crack.
Anywho, I got both. I got both of them.
I got both of them. Oh, shit. Oh, throw it back. See, you know how to throw it back in a way I can't, dude. My back can't bend.
It's about the arch.
He got
in
the perfect
back.
arch. You got the perfect arc.
Yeah.
But, okay, you go. You start with the throw.
So,
shit, but we've lived together with most of our lives.
I mean, we can still correlate both of them. I mean, that's what I was going to do. You've been here for one of these, so my dead grandma. No, but
we stole her wedding ring when she was in the casket.
I have her ashes.
When my grandpa died and he turned into ashes, I kept his penis in a vial.
I have his penis ashes in his balls.
And every time I'm around a person that is attractive, I feel the vial get overstimulated.
Anyways, so
all right. Anyways,
one of my throwback story is
every time you say that word,
no, that's cringy.
then stop saying the fucking word.
So one of my stories is Mama Donut incident.
That's a good one, actually.
So one time, my grandma took all of us. We were in the old white van. She took all of us out to go hiking, right? Mm-hmm. And it was me, Brandon, Destiny, Michael, Mama. Sorry, I shouldn't say names. I should just say who they are.
Well, Michael's dead, so you can say Michael. Michael Eugene Finley.
Yeah, he. Never mind. I'm not gonna say what he did, but he's deceased.
Motherfucker's just hanging with his ex relatives.
He's our uncle. He's deceased now. He's our uncle.
Yeah.
Our grandma's uncle.
Our grandma's uncle.
Sorry. I guess I've had too much already.
Dude, that's crazy.
I'm a real lightweight.
He's our grandma's son, and he was our uncle.
Yeah. And then our grandma. Our half-sister's sister, and Brandon, and me.
Name me last.
I said me last. Dumb fuck.
I said name me last.
What do you mean?
You said me last.
Oh, and I.
Oh.
But anyway, so we were hiking and we were just gonna go on this whole trail. My uncle had a backpack full of camping supplies. He made it pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But
he made tea in the woods.
Yeah, he did. That was pretty
crazy.
good.
He just put bark and fucking water with some leaves and.
To me, it was like magic because I was a really young teenager at that point. To me,
it tasted like lead. Turns out I got shot in the back.
Anyway, anywho, so
you taste lead.
So basically, at the very start of the hiking trail, there's just this pretty steep hill, and we were there early in the morning, and so for whatever reason, there was a strawberry jam filled donut down like where you park in the parking area. It's like somebody took one bite out of it and just threw it on the ground. So I had a stick.
I would have ate that.
Of course you would. So I had a stick, and I just poked on the end of my stick, and I just ran all the way the fuck up that hill, and I turned around, and I fucking launched that donut right off of my stick like that.
Wait, I'm gonna say the projection because, you know, when you launch something, you imagine going, like, in a hill. Now, this motherfucker went straight.
No, I just went like, I went like that, and it flew all the way fucking down, and just hit my grandma square in the fucking forehead. Everybody was fucking dying, dude.
No. Everybody was standing still for a second because I remember she said, "Ow, what the fuck?" or something like that.
Oh yeah,
and we all just looked at her and
she was like,
we saw some strawberry on her forehead.
I couldn't see. I was way too far up the hill. It was a long hill, and she was like, "I'm going back to the car. Fuck this shit." She was starting to go back. We were like, no, Mama, we're sorry.
Here's the thing. Whenever, oh my God, that'll give me my throwback story.
Wait, hold on. One more thing, and then
no, I was gonna go with you though.
Oh, I was gonna say it was a frosty morning, so the donut was like kind of firm because it was really cold.
Yeah, and I was gonna say I remember she was cranky half of the time, but it was. Yeah, it was funny. And our grandma, whenever she's like known to say, "I'm done with this shit," she would actually just walk away, go to her room, smoke a toke, and then come back out.
Yeah, for real.
And then she was funny because every time we laughed after she was angry, we were like laughing at something else, and she was like, how'd she do it?
Mocking us. She's like, you think it's funny? You think it's funny? And it'd make us laugh even harder, dude.
Even though it's not about her. Even if it... Yeah. All right, so my throwback story with the same grandma. I actually have to bring this up. He had a friend, an old friend. I'm not going to say who they were, but they came to go live with us for a little bit because things happen. You know, shit happens. Your grandparents are there for you. That's just basically how it works. Yeah. And when we went to go live in there, first of all, I'm not going to talk about the story where
was it my ex?
Yeah, I didn't want to say that.
Yeah, it was my ex at the time.
First of all, I drove a U-Haul into a power line and tore the window out. I'm not going to talk about that story. I'm not talking about that story, though. This motherfucker had a good quote, but I'm not going to say it yet.
Pretty funny.
But that same day...
I am so sore, dude. I'm sorry.
After I fixed the window, I went into the living room with his ex, and I said, hey, watch this. So, you know how people back in TikTok where they used to do the prank, where they were like, watch this, and it's like you feel the air? I went to the back of my grandma's head. I held the side of her head real quick, and I went whoop-boom, as hard as I could. And dude, I hit her straight in the fucking head. And you should have seen this turn. It was like this. It was like.
She was like, ow.
And
what
no.
Hell?
It was after that. She was like, ow. What the hell? Yeah. And then what I had to do was apologize, and I just knew my fate right there and then because I hit her with like 2 Mach speed, and I bent my head over. I said, "Okay, you can do it back to me." All you heard was a smack, and then my head hit the fucking desk.
She smacked the fuck out of him.
My head hit the desk. It went.
She smacked him harder than he hit her. Do you want to smack me?
Yeah, and then I said. And then what I did was like what a kid would do if they're antisocial, like ow. And then I walked.
That hurt.
I walked away. That was funny, but I didn't realize that I just smacked the shit out of her until I did. I was like, holy fuck.
I'd be pretty pissed too. I'm not gonna lie.
It's like when you get into a car accident, you're like, oh fuck. You've never been in one, but it's like, oh fuck, this is like a movie.
I mean, I've wrecked my own car.
Yeah, but you never got into a car accident. I have.
True.
And it's like, oh fuck. Oh, this is like a movie. Do I have a Control Z option? You know what I mean? You undo it. But yeah. That's a good callback story. I love both of those.
I guess we can transition to some real talk.
You want to take a switch real quick? You want to switch? We should take a switch. Let's take a switch.
I don't want to.
I don't want to either.
I've had this before. I don't do well with tequila.
I don't do well with Woodford, so I mean...
Tequila's like static in your brain.
And think about it. My alcohol's warm. It wasn't even in the freezer.
Man, fuck you.
You ready? We don't even have our second chaser unlocked. There we go.
Oh,
ooh,
damn shit.
Are you ready?
I just fucking washed this blanket too. I got this blanket looking like brand new.
Damn, bro. Are you ready?
No.
3, 2, 1. God damn!
Fucking tequila. That shit makes you drool.
Oh, that's so disgusting.
Yeah, for whatever reason, the Woodford makes me drool.
Well, at least it's better than my alcohol. It doesn't taste like it's putrid.
Yeah, I was gonna say yours tastes like off, like not in a good way.
No, tequila just sucks. All right, so what's the topic?
The topic is,
Graham Fitness Pacer Test.
Well, I was gonna talk about like what do you want out of life really, but I'll start with car wrecks. So, I've never been in a car wreck myself. I've not really destroyed my own cars, but I've like gone off road and I've hit a guardrail. So like in my first vehicle, one of us got fucking water on the mic or alcohol or something. That's probably me from when I stuck my thumb in that thing.
Yeah.
But
Tasted like it.
I bet. So, my first wreck was in my van. Not going to say what I was doing because
it's illegal.
Scared family's going to listen to this, but anyway,
fishtailing. He's fishtailing during the fucking winter. Hang on, wait, he did it at a roundabout too. So he's fishtailing at a roundabout.
It wasn't in the winter or on a roundabout, but I think I was going back home from my ex's house. We're going to call her M. I was going back from M's house and I was just in a really good mood and I was real fucking crazy as a younger adult. And so I was sitting on my windowsill, like on my door. I had my ass on the window and the top of my body was outside. And I had my one hand on the steering wheel. I think I set my cruise control. Yeah, I had my cruise control set. So I was just letting my car drive. I was sitting out the window, just being a fucking little adrenaline junkie. I'm still all about the adrenaline. That's crazy.
Holy shit, you haven't even told this story to me. You hid this whole detail.
Well, because I've always told my whole family that I dropped my badge and I was bending down to pick up my badge for work. That was a lie. That's always been a lie.
Well, truth's here, folks. Marie.
But, yeah, so I seen a car coming and I got nervous. And so I sat back in my car, but I forgot that my van... It was a 2007.
No, you did the opposite. You said, "I gotta get out of here," and you got out of your car.
I got out of there.
Yeah, you said.
No, I didn't fall out, but
I didn't say fallout, but sure.
Crawl out through the fallout. Yeah, Fallout 4 song.
Yeah.
Crawl out through the fallout.
Yeah.
But yeah. So basically, what happened was I seen the car coming, and I got back in my car, and for whatever reason, I forgot the fucking road was turning. And I just drove straight into a fucking steep ass ditch. No fucking, no seatbelt or anything. And my knees hit the steering wheel. Airbags didn't go off, but I was stuck in that ditch. And I fucked up my wheel bearing and I popped my tire.
I remember this.
Surprisingly, that was only the real damage. And my alignment was off. But that was the only real damage. And I called the cops because I didn't have service on my phone at the time. So I called the cops and I was like, hey, I drove my car into a ditch. I need towed out of here. And They came, and the nearest, I was like, just tell me to the gas station, and the nearest gas station was 1 mile away. It was a Speedway out in McCordsville or somewhere near McCordsville. I had my van towed to. And that motherfucker was coming up with numbers out of his ass. The cops were there and everything. And he was like, yeah, 275. And the cop was like, what did you come up with the 75 from? And he was like, I don't know. I was like, you motherfucker. He's just making up numbers.
He said, well, 1 word per second is 2 cents. And so you made me say about 570 cents. I mean, 570 words. So $2.
$3.
$3.
But yeah, he said 275 was my total to tow my van 1 mile to a fucking gas station.
275.
I mean, granted, it wasn't a ditch, but a steep ditch, but it didn't look like it was that hard to get out.
Right.
But anyway, so yeah, I called my family. And other than that, the only other time I've ever wrecked any of my vehicles was my new car, the car I currently have now.
R.I.P. Hold it down.
Which you can see it on my main channel. It's my 2019 Acura TLX.
A first plug.
So, it was when it was coming out of wintertime. It was starting to warm up, and there was no more ice on the roads except this one spot. It's this bridge that goes over the interstate, and it loops back around to go to the just a normal road.
Motherfucker was playing Mario Kart. He saw one ice patch, said, "Oh, I gotta do the best fucking hop." You press Z.
I didn't know there was an ice patch because of where the trees are. That certain part of the road never got sun, and I didn't think about that. And so as I'm going down this loop, it's like a 180 loop. So it goes from here, and it kind of stoops down. It goes down gradually. And it loops back around like 180.
Like an elevator.
You're fucking cringy, dude. You're cringing me out. But so it loops down like 180, and I was going. It's rated for 10 miles per hour. And I'm going at it at like 40 miles per hour, and I hit that one little patch of ice, and my right rear end slides out and hits the guardrail.
Just that one little patch of ice, and Mama got scared, so he moved in with his uncle.
What?
You said it in the way like, remember my one little fight and your mama got scared. You said it like that one little
I don't know what
patch of ice.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
You said it like that. You said one little patch of ice, and it was, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, so I hit that one little patch of ice, and my rear end just slammed into the guardrail. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. None of my airbags went off. It was just a long scrape. Thankfully, only along my rear bumper. It wasn't along the door or the quarter panel or anything. It's just my rear bumper, and that's plastic, so I really don't give a shit.
I've had my rear bumper hit a lot.
My paint's been fucked up since I bought the car, so yeah. What's a real talk?
Okay, about car accidents specifically. I've been into one, I think. I mean, I've had things happen to my car that wasn't even in my control. Okay, I was parked on the side of the road at his old house, and somebody sideswiped me and just drove away. And I filed a police report. We saw the car catty corner from his house, but the police said there's not enough proof to get that. So I was like, okay, I'll take the damage. Damage was done. First car, actually, I've been into 2 car accidents. I completely forgot about this. The first one was when I was going to college. I was 19 years old. Yeah, I was 19 years old. I was heading to college, and this was my fault legally. I'm not going to say it was my fault 100%, but this person in front of me on the interstate went, oh, bro, right on her brakes. And dude, she went from 60 to 0 real quick. And I said, mother flipper. And it was like a movie, right? I was like, whoa. And he can tell you, I usually ride on people's asses by accident.
Yeah, he does. He like rides their asses real close. I'm like, dude, you are riding this guy's ass. Back up.
And she slammed on her brakes so hard.
So it's your fault.
That I had no time to brake. No, you should never be that close to somebody behind them.
Yeah, so it is your fault.
She was also that. But anyways, the one person that was in front of her drove off even though she hit her, which means that it could have been either me or her who hit her because, I pushed her forward. Or when the cops came, they tried to fight me in a legal battle.
bitch.
And I was like, yeah, she was trying to fight me. She literally even went like this to pull her hair to have a mohawk.
She's like,
Cleaning herself before she fought me. And then, I mean, that's what happened. But the second time I got into a car accident was last year in November. We had a very bad snowstorm. And it was so bad that we were told not to come into work if we can't help it. I was going into work anyways because I was supervisor. And I said, fuck it, I'm going to work. When I did, all I heard was, and then I felt a woman hit my back left bumper. And I went,
yeah.
boom. And I was like, holy shit, did I hit somebody? My first instinct was, oh, I hit somebody, even though I was parked.
Yeah.
I was parked at a red light and I thought I hit somebody. And I look behind me, there's a girl who's in...
There's a grill.
I'm not saying girls are the worst drivers. It's just, in my experience, this is who hit me. A girl hit me, uninsured. Uninsured, right? And she's like, I gotta go pick up my daughter from school. I
gotta get out of here.
And then she said, I gotta get out of here. And then instead of driving with her car, she just started running, bro. But no.
Gotta get out of here.
But I parked on the side. I asked for insurance, do all the normal stuff. And then I told her she could leave. And I didn't know in my state you're allowed to just leave if you trade information. And so I waited 5 hours.
Damn.
5 fucking hours for cops to show up. And I couldn't even go to work until that next Saturday. He actually had to go in with me.
Yeah.
And...
Because I got his back like that.
And he has my back. I mean, back shots...
Big back, big back.
Big back, big back. I am one of the nicest people in this situation because I have not called the insurance back to file the claim because my car is running just fine. But, there's a tear. So,
rear bumper.
Yeah, an uninsured lady who could have gone to jail and also had her license suspended again. I let her off the hook, but it taught me something. It taught me that if somebody hits you, make them stay and wait for the cops with you. fuck getting your kid, you hit me. But
I mean, it was a real bad winter, and there was people calling cops left and right. So
yeah, there was like there was 300 calls.
It's kind of understandable why she left. Here's a funny note: that same winter, every time I'd see somebody on the side of the road, I would whip my phone out and record, and I was gonna gather them all and post it on my Snapchat story. Like, look at all these motherfuckers don't know how to drive on the side of the road.
And then he said he drove by me and said, "Oh,
no,
that's my brother."
I was on my way to work, and what's really ironic about that is as I was about to whip out my phone to record somebody else who was stuck on the side of the road, I fucking drove off of the side of the road.
Oh my god, dude,
I got stuck, and some people were like trying to help me. It was like, you're just gonna have to, move off to the side so no one else hits you. I was like, okay, so I did that. I was kind of stuck in the side, and I was like, no, fuck that. I kept reversing and moving my wheel left and right to get unstuck, and I finally got unstuck, so I just fucking floored it I was like in a cornfield, and I just floored it into the next house's driveway, and there's somebody else on the road, but I was like, I can't stop. I'm gonna get stuck again, so I just went right the fuck in front of them. I was like, nah.
Bro, you're the menace to society. You're the anti-hero.
I mean, I got myself unstuck, and I made it to work on time, so that's the perks of having a front-wheel drive vehicle.
I'm always.
They're real good in the snow.
I drive always.
He's front-wheel drive, too.
Yeah, I'm front-wheel drive, and I will go and be back-wheel if I have to.
What do you want out of life, really?
Transition, bro. What do I want out of real life, really?
What do you want out of life, really?
Believe it or not, this is going to sound cringy as hell. I want everybody to be out of debt. I think I've said this motto since a year ago. I think you've heard me say it a lot. My goal for any internet stuff, if I ever make money off of it, or just in real life, because I'm doing it right now without making money off the internet, I want to get people out of debt. Because if you've seen the student loan total, the student loan total is $1.7 trillion with 42 million people in debt.
Is that everyone in the United States?
Yeah, for student loans. Well, because we're
oh my god,
we're one of 3 countries who do that. So it's like that's a lot of people and that's a lot of money. So my goal is to, if we ever make money, my share or whatever it is, or even my real life money, is to help people who are in debt. Not do charity, because I don't believe that charity work always helps for anybody that needs it. Is to not give it to a company, is to give money to a specific person who is in debt. So if you're in student loan debt, credit card debt, my goal is to get people out of debt. And $1.9 trillion is not possible. But $1 is, $10 is, and $100 is possible. But I'm not going to just sit down and relax until I know I've helped enough people to where they genuinely feel like they've been appreciated and have felt like they've had help. I mean, shit, I'm in debt, but like, I'd rather help other people out of debt because I'm in a situation to where I can do that. Even if I'm breaking my bare bones and I create another bone. Matter of fact, I'll cut my bone off right now.
There's a bone I can lose and still live.
That's what I'm saying. But no, my main thing I want out of life, and I mean, not my life, life in general, is for people to be out of debt. That is my main thing in life.
That's facts. I agree.
Yeah.
What do I really want?
Come on, sit on Santa's lap. What do you want?
Come over here and sit on Daddy's lap.
I'm feeling very romantical tonight.
Come over here and kiss me on my hot mouth. I'm feeling romantical
tonight. Anyways, what do you want out of life?
What I really want out of life is, wow, that's pretty deep. I wasn't prepared for that.
I know, right?
What I really want out of life is just to be complete, really. So I'm really just all about like
selfishness.
Nah, the opposite actually. Selflessness.
Being dead.
Except I have a hard time being selfless because I don't like talking to people in general. New people don't like talking to new people.
What do you mean, like you want to be selfless? What's the selfless actions you want to take?
Well, that's not what I want out of life, though.
You just... I want to be selfless in the world, but not all of my life. I just want to do it in 1 second.
Yeah, basically. So
if I had $1 quadrillion, I'd just give it all out.
What I really want out of life is to just be complete, I guess, in a sense that, like, I want a partner that I can just spend the rest of my life with, you know?
Mary doesn't always do it.
I don't know what the fuck that means, but
don't know.
You know, you see a lot of people going out to parties and drinking, having sex and everything, and that's cool for them, but that's not what I want, dude.
Drinking. We've made a party last weekend. The last thing
I ain't having sex. I'll tell you about that. I'll tell you that much.
There's one more.
But, yeah, so I just want a partner I could spend the rest of my life with, have kids with, you know. And I mean, obviously problems are going to come up, and that's fine. I'm ready to handle those problems.
I think the partner thing I understand, but like I've been to the point in my life where I'm living with you and we're helping each other out. I don't need a partner. I feel like I'm fulfilled enough to myself and to be fulfilled for what I can do for others. I get the complete thing because I used to feel that way. I mean, you met me at 17 whenever I had a girlfriend that was the girl of my dreams. But I don't think that a partner could fulfill me anymore because, well, okay, a partner could fulfill me because it's a lot easier and you can manage things a lot better because you have two sides instead of just one side. But with me, when you live with a partner, I also got to think of like the consequences that come with it. Like you can have great things, but you could also have bad things. Toxic traits can come out later, but you also could have realistic things come out sooner. You never know. But for me, I understand what you mean. It's just, I think that's why we have different life traits, because I want to be more for other people. You really just want a complete life, and that's fair. Because that's what you should want when you're older. You want a complete life for yourself.
Yeah, I'm just ready to settle down with that special someone, you know.
In a year when we move out.
Yeah. Whenever I'm ready, but yeah, another thing I just really want in a life is, I mean, get out of debt, obviously, but I'm already working on that, and it 100%. Really sucks, but I'm working 2 jobs right now. I work as a mechanic from 8 to 5, and then as a fucking janitor from 6 to 10.
And let me tell you, I'm not trying to cut you off, but this is actually very important. Like, since we're on a serious topic,
That's
have
Monday through Friday, by the way, not the
both
weekends.
jobs, yeah, both jobs. But one thing that I think having a mechanic as a family member, and even as my brother that I live with, this dude is selfless enough to not charge money for work that he does, but he does it sometimes when he really needs it. The one thing he really does that you'll never expect is to know shit that you would never even know. Like a different size bolt actually matters for a different thingy. Hang on, that's a bad example. Let me think of another
He
one.
doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, hang on. No.
Let him think. Let him cook.
Like he would know which type of light bulbs to get for your headlights. He would know. He would know shit like that. You would not really think about it. You're like, Google told me this. Remember, like even AutoZone told me what type of thing I needed for something. I can't remember. And you're like, actually, no, that's kind of bad. And so we went with what you did, and my car's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So having a mechanic as a brother fixes 1/3 of your life's problem because 1/3 of your life is your car.
And that's one of the main reasons why I became a mechanic in the first place.
You know what? I'm gonna take a. You don't have to. I'm gonna take a cheers to that though.
Yeah, cheers. Holy shit. Cheers to that, brother. You got me over here cringing or wincing my face
Because the alcohol.
out of the way it tastes. Just thinking about it. But yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I became a mechanic. Started around 2019-ish. Was just doing oil changes on my car to save money. And everybody else always had problems with their car. And I'm like, this is so fucking annoying. There's got to be a much cheaper way to fix it. Because obviously fixing your car is expensive.
There is a throwback.
Especially in 2025.
There's a throwback to that.
I mean, we can get to that. Let me finish this real quick.
Yeah. Sorry. I actually do talk over him a lot. I'm not even joking. That's
He
a
does.
real thing.
He does it a lot. And I just go with it because I like to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, you can continue though.
But so just starting out doing oil changes, and
I'm his favorite brother.
I mean, I live with you, but so basically after doing oil changes and doing some work on his car, not really knowing what the fuck I'm doing,
Me neither.
I really liked it. I really liked the idea of taking just this piece of metal that doesn't run, doesn't do anything, and just bringing life back to it. That was just so fucking fascinating to me. And so that's where my spark really picked up. And this is 2019. This is after a year after I've graduated, not knowing what the fuck I wanted to do with my life. And so I picked up being a mechanic, and I wanted to know how to do it because everyone in my family's always had problems with their cars. And I just always really liked working on them. So I wanted to help people out, and I never wanted to charge anybody for working on their car, ever. I just thought it was so fun to do, and I was always learning every single time I worked on a car. And sometimes I still am. And
you've taught me shit that's actually been, I would have never known without you. Like, I can tell you what an alternator looks like now. Just straight up like that. It sounds silly as fuck, but it's the alternator. It's always the alternator. No, but
alternator.
It's always the alternator.
How's that song go?
It's not a song.
Alternator. It's probably the alternator.
Yeah. He taught me car parts I could have never known. But there's a throwback to your mechanic stuff. There was a time where I think it was just my alternator. My alternator went out. And
it did. It actually went out.
And I was asking him to like help me with it, like not the alternator, but I didn't know what was wrong with it. He said, "Well, let me charge your car battery first." When with our dad's car, and when he did that, our dad's car died, and
which was crazy.
And then we found out the alternator stopped working on his car. So, and his alternator didn't stop, but he went to go charge our dad's car with his car, and his car died too. And so we had 3 cars. We couldn't drive to AutoZone for anything, even if it wasn't the alternator.
It was a mess.
It was crazy. I forgot who we called, but like all 3 cars went out when he went to go fix one damn alternator with 2 other working cars.
Yeah.
But that's the throwback I want to throw at, because that's when I first realized you use your mechanic skills to the best of your ability and you fix shit. Like his problem wasn't really his problem was the alternator, but he also had spark plug problems. I had the alternator and a bad battery. You just had a bad battery because you had the Durango.
Well, No, I had the Chevy Uplander.
Oh yeah, God.
But what was crazy about that is knowing what I know now, alternators don't normally go bad. And just the whole time while we all lived at my father's house, all of our alternators went bad. I don't know how, and I know I probably didn't diagnose them properly, but we replaced the alternators on all of our vehicles, and they all ran just fine without a problem after that.
It's called the Crute Luck. When we're living
we
at
call
his
that
house,
the
it's called the
Crute
Crute
Luck.
Luck. You either get the second best or the second worst option.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. You don't get anything else. But I thought that was a good throwback because it shows that having a mechanic in your family, even with the smallest minute things, can help with anything.
Right now, I'm at a place in my life that I know my worth, so I don't charge a ridiculous amount. I don't really like charging people money still.
Matter of fact, you charge for the parts. You barely charge for labor.
Yeah, pretty much. I always make the customer pay for the parts. I'm never paying out of pocket for parts.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I'll like earlier today I replaced my old buddy's dad's I'll call him Jay. I replaced Jay's engine coolant temperature sensor on his 2020 Ram.
And by the way, a Ram's pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, I replaced it. It was really easy.
Is Ram better or worse before or after it was sold out from Dodge?
I don't know too much about Dodges. I'm not gonna lie, but
I thought he was a good mechanic. Sorry, guys, my bad.
From my experience, I think the old Dodges were a little better.
You mean old Rams?
Well, Ram split separately from Dodge.
That's what I'm asking. Was Ram better or worse after the split with Dodge?
Well, it was Dodge Ram back then.
I'll let you finish your story.
Anyway, so I replaced his.
He's drunk.
I replaced it. You are too.
He's the brothers
Fuck
on the
you.
rocks right now.
Anyway, so I replaced his engine coolant temperature sensor, or ECT if you want to call it. And
We'll call it that.
Filled up his coolant after draining a little bit out and everything. And I mean, I hadn't heard an update from him because I told him just check his coolant level and make sure it's good. Make sure your cooling fan doesn't stay on. Make sure your cooling level or coolant temperature gauge doesn't tweak out like it had before.
Used to have a roommate named Gage.
And just whatnot. And I only charged him $20. I charge people $20 for oil changes as long as they buy the oil. And because doing it on the ground kind of fucking sucks.
Bro, I swear to God. I swear to God.
What the fuck is that?
Anthony, bro, quit. God damn.
I didn't see it.
Imagine if I get lazy and don't edit the last 20 minutes.
All right, so today's topic, slavery.
All right, let's go. Oh, I got a full shot. Fuck. All right.
You can pour some
Yeah,
back
pour
in
some.
there.
No, pour
No.
some. No, come on.
No.
Let's cross streams.
I don't want
We
it.
can cross
I don't
streams.
want it.
Okay, 3.
I don't want it.
Okay, we'll at least finish our chaser then. 3, 2, 1.
1. I wasn't ready. These little hug barrels make a great fucking chaser. I've never found a good chaser for this goddamn Woodford, except for maybe Dr. Pepper. But these are hug barrels. Sorry, came back up a little bit. These hug barrels seem to do a real fucking good job.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna get another one.
Give me one.
BRB.
All right, so we kind of wanted to introduce ourselves. I mean,
Get a little personal.
we want to get a little personal. We haven't gotten too personal yet, right? You have not seen a personal side of us. We kind of want to say what we would have told ourselves when we were younger. I think I'll start with this one because this is good. I've been a YouTuber on YouTube for 15 years now. 15 years December. And
Did we say the topic name? If I could go back, I'd tell myself, this or that.
so 15 years ago, when I started YouTube, I would have told myself today, be persistent, do what you can, and be your real true self. Whenever I started YouTube back in 2011, the cute little boy named Brandon just sitting there saying, "Hey, Brandolina's 3315, you stole my username." Now, when that little kid was singing on YouTube, I would have told him, do what you're doing, but do more. Because I remember making a video back in 2012, I think, where I said, I'm going to make a skit of Mario in a kingdom. And then that video never came out because I got lazy or I had schoolwork, but then I got lazy. And I remember I've had so many past opportunities on YouTube, collabs, song opportunities, even being hired or doing some ad work. And I would have told myself, just do what you can to get yourself out there the way you want to do it. Because there are times where I've gotten so lazy up until 2 years ago on YouTube that I would not do some projects that I wanted to do. Matter of fact, my 100 I'm a little drunk. My 100 subscriber milestone video I did with him. I mean, he was there. He was like the villain of the video, basically, as a joke. And I wanted to do it for 1,000 subscribers, and I didn't because I was like, bro, I really don't want to do that much work. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is YouTube, and he can tell you this, YouTube has literally been like one half of my life now.
Pretty
Actually,
much.
15 years. 15 years. I'm 26. It's been
Holy shit!
Jesus
That's about
Christ.
how long I was friends with my ex best friend. Anyway,
So I've been on YouTube for more than half my life, and I would have just told myself, keep doing what you're doing, but keep trying new things, get out of your comfort, and just be who you want to be, and don't hide it anymore. Because I hid it until like 2019. I mean, this guy can tell you the reason why I can speak to the camera so fluently, so nice, so generous, so humorous is because my personality is unlocked when I'm in front of a camera because I feel like I can be my true self.
I want sugar water.
Is that hot dog water? Is that the poo? What is it called? The brown water?
Carbonated poo water.
It's carbonated poo water. But yeah,
Carbonated poo water.
matter of fact, I mean, that's what I'm saying though. I wish I would have just been. You're drunk now. This is how I know we're drunk because we're laughing.
Carbonated poo water.
He thought that was funny when he showed me. He was cracking his ass off. Like, what was it, 5 years ago?
Something like that. Yeah.
But no, on YouTube when I was younger, I would have told myself, do you, but in a non-hidden way. And I think I've been small on YouTube because I hid myself or just stuck with gaming and not done everything else. So do YouTube your own natural way. There you go.
Yeah. So.
Bro, come on. Bro. Okay, I think we both hit drunk state. I
So-
really do think we did. I think we're both.
Yeah. I'll try my best here, but if I could,
Did you say fuck it?
no,
He's
it's
trying to speak JoJo's Bizarre Adventure language.
oh meu,
fuck it off.
Cinderu.
Nani?
Nani? If I could go back in time, I would tell myself, it's carbonated poo water.
You would have probably laughed at yourself,
No.
dude.
I see an older version of myself come through a portal. It's carbonated poo water, and then I go back to the portal. No,
You
but,
would have been your own stain in your life.
yeah. Like, what the fuck?
All the things you think are funny now, and you go back to tell your younger self, God damn, dude, you would have fucked
Yeah.
yourself up.
I would say never let people make decisions for you. And I say that because I did that so much growing up, but it's because I never knew what I wanted, but I don't think I ever took the time to ask myself, what do I want?
Was I part of that?
Mm,
Well, I guess since we're brothers, we kind of did that to each other. We had to
Yeah.
actually. You know what? We had to do that because there were times where we couldn't make a decision that was very hard felt. So, like for instance, like our father, we would always go to his house and we were like, dude, this is the funnest place ever because we had all freedom in the world. And then whenever it was like coming to actual serious topics like our brothers are asleep, should we not play games while they're sleeping? And we both would just crack up and then wake up our brothers and they would get in trouble because we cracked up.
yeah.
So yeah, I will let you continue. I just thought that was a good point.
But yeah, basically what I'm saying is like for example, I'd say like, should I, like if I'm talking to my coworker or something, I don't know, or my ex-best friend,
I guess this isn't too young, huh?
well, I mean, sometimes I'm still like this, but I'd be like, should I do that? do you think I should do that? And they'd be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And so I would just go with whatever they said I should do instead of taking a step back. I mean, I do it more, or I don't do that more now, but what I do more now is I do take a step back and I I listen to their advice, I listen to their opinions, and I think to myself, do I want to do that? Or should I do that? But back then, I just never did. And I would just go with whatever anybody else really said I should do. I I just never did what I thought I wanted to do. Like, because I always liked pleasing people. I'm a big people pleaser, but I just liked, I just thought if I did what somebody else said I should do, then they would like me, and I would probably fit in more.
You know what's crazy?
What?
Talking about that, I was that way with you. Because there's two people in my life that I am very strong opinionated and I don't change my mind on shit. But there are two people that can change my mind at some point. Him and my sister Aaliyah. There are two people that can, like, for instance, like if I think, should I do this type of TikTok or should I make this type of joke in my next live stream? And if they say no, it's a little too much, or even if I go in public and say this one thing, they'll tell me no, you shouldn't. And I think when I was younger, I did anything I wanted. I was the opposite of you. I think that's the truth, right? I was the opposite of
We've
you.
always pretty much been opposites.
Yeah, he's always followed somebody. I've always been I was the cult leader. I was the cult leader. I was a cult. God damn it! If you weren't in the crew, you were not part of me.
By the way, he's the older brother, if you guys
Oh
couldn't
yeah,
tell.
I might be the older brother. We'll find out. But I have led him into a strange place sometimes where it's like, it even started when we were a kid. Like when we were younger, we ran away from home by accident. It's not like we did it on purpose. I was 3 years old. He was two. We're a year and a half apart. So technically he was two and I was three. And I took him out of the house, but he followed me, I asked him to do it. I don't know how it went. They're just telling me how. Our family told us how we did it, but I told him to come out with me. He went with me and we were found in some stranger's house. But like when we got older, I still have the same stance. I still tell him what I think is right. And usually he thinks I'm right and he follows me, but he does it in his own sense of way now, which I see what your point is. Like, you don't take a following, you do it your own way if you want to follow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now I always listen very thoroughly to what people think or other people's opinions, and then I take a step back. I think about how that makes me feel. And I think about how if this is what I want to do, or if that's how I want to do it. But right now, I just think about what I want because
Yeah.
that's more important. Is doing what you want as long as it's not in a bad way.
Let's give a good comparison so they understand what we're talking about. You in the past would listen to me and just straight up me and Sabrina or our sister, me and our sister. Now you listen to
Very
us.
influenced.
And now you listen to us, but you also take your own stance on what you're trying to listen to. So you use ChatGPT over Google. That's fair. That's fine. But he gets more thorough intellect than just one person or a group of people that he knows. So he knows the facts with the research that he knows.
Yeah, I'm all about the facts, about knowing what's true and what's not.
Yeah, so when he needs clarification, he looks for ChatGPT for clarification. Me, I feel like I'm like, and he can agree with me on this. I feel like I'm a textbook. I think I'm just straight up fact. That's just what I
He
think.
knows some crazy shit I wouldn't think he knows. It blows my mind sometimes.
And let's just be honest, a lot of it comes from morality. So whatever I feel like is the thing, sometimes it's usually the truth.
Like today, he was telling me about the ivy,
Porn.
how the plants in our yard, in the garden bed, they were not ivy because of the way the roots were, and that just blew my fucking mind. I was like, how the hell did he?
I'll be
know
honest.
that?
I'll be honest. I don't know much about plants per se, but I know what an ivy is because fucking digging those shits. I was paid $300
Oh yeah,
to clean out a garden. And I know an ivy from the root all the way to the tip of its dick, okay? Like, legitimately, the roots of an ivy connect with each other. But when you see weeds that are not ivy and they're not connected by the roots, they're technically, in my opinion, that I know is not ivy. But yeah, I feel like we're still kind of the opposites. I feel like you still rely on research when it comes to things that are like opinionated because you would at least know what's behind it.
I
I'm
want
more
to know the
like,
truth behind those opinions
right. And so, like, at
before I
least,
make an opinion on something, I should say.
so like in the past, that's what I was trying to say. So, like in the past, you were following me and Sabrina, but now you're into ChatGPT. So, with us. And
Wish I would have used chat when I was in Arizona.
And me, I like I said, I'm like a textbook. I just think I know everything, which, to be a fair point on morality stance, I do think I know everything. I'll be honest, that could be a red flag. I think I know everything. I just do. Like morality stance, I think I do because there's a chance where you see humanity at its fault, and you know that was probably too deep. I'm gonna cut that one out.
That's where his hard-headedness comes in.
Yeah, I'm a hard-headed ass motherfucker.
He really is.
But I will listen. I do listen even if I don't agree.
Only to me. But yeah, to sum it all up, I would say I'd tell myself don't let people make decisions for you because I've done that so much throughout my life, especially with my ex-best friend, and I feel like I'm not gonna name names, but I feel like he definitely manipulated me in a lot of instances.
I'll drop down and say it. I'll drop the mic on your forehead right now. I think that I've made a lot of mistakes for you too. I mean, not mistakes. I think made a lot of See, over the progression of these episodes, I'm going to add this in right now. We're going to get drunk. So right now, when we're speaking like things that sound too personal and not real, humory, cockery things, it's because that's the reason why. I feel like I have influenced you in a way where I have kind of forced you into situations, but I give you good reason to see my point of view on things of why we should do what we do, which is why, and we'll get into that differently, but in general sense, even as an older brother, I'm more like a friend when it comes to stuff like that, where I'm like, we should do this because of this reason. So, yeah. So we may be brothers, but I think he's still like, when we go to tier lists, it's like, you got brother, best brother, favorite brother, best friend, and I think you're like my best friend. You oversee what a brother is. So, like, Aaliyah's my best friend too, but like, I still see her as like, my younger sister. You, on the other hand, I don't see you as my younger brother. I think you are like my best friend.
That's why you and Playboy are my best friends because, I mean, you're just my full brother and my whole brother. And I've just basically lived with him my whole life, and we've gotten along very well. Even though we butt heads a lot, we still get along very well.
The butt head comes with stress, but that's it.
Anyway, so yeah, that's basically it.
We're too drunk. I think we just hit that limit, bro.
Yeah.
I think we hit that limit.
I gotta get up at 7 in the morning for work, and it is currently 11:41 p.m.
Sunny morning in California.
Bullshit. I got to usually I prep some protein shakes before work every morning, and I've gotten kind of a little sick of it, but I'll probably pick it back up here soon. Getting the gains on. I'm getting these gains.
I'm starting to realize this episode's going to turn into what we were planning to talk about. And then when we get drunk, you're going to hear some random ass non-shit. Now I'm starting to realize that. We should end our first episode here.
Yeah, we may just take one shot at the beginning of the podcast, and maybe not such heavy drinks as we have here.
Well, we hope you enjoyed our wonderful gamers.
Yeah, and we'll try to bring some other drinks in next podcast or something.
Yeah, we have a plan. We're not going to tell you what it is yet, but you'll start seeing it culminate over time. So
that's about it for this episode of Brothers on the Rocks. And if you made it this far, we really, truly appreciate you listening.
Our hearts go out to... No, I'm not going to do it. Don't do it. No, don't do it. I know you're going to do it. No, there you go. No,
I was just going to do this.
No, our hearts go out to you.
Our hearts go out to you. I was doing the fucking Attack on Titan salute.
Oh.
But Yeah, if you've made it this far, we truly do really appreciate you listening.
And if you want to see more, let us know what topics you think we should talk about. Because if you want to get to know us, or either get to know what our opinions are, or whatever it is, let us know.
Yeah, and any criticism is welcome. I would love to know how I could improve this shit. I mean, this is a little temporary for now, until we get everything set up. I would prefer to have 2 mics instead of 1, just so we can get that clear, crisper voice going
Trust me,
on.
I know. I mean, think about it. You want to hear my sexy voice or his sexy voice or both?
Orange.
Both.
Both of them.
Both.
But
these
yeah,
nuts.
any kind of criticism is welcome. Call me a piece of shit if you want, whatever.
Call me the sexiest man. That's probably some criticism.
I would like to know if the lighting is good. But yeah, any kind of criticism is welcome. But yeah, so thank you again for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.
We should do clinkies. Let's clinky it. Clinkies.
See you in the next episode.
No, Brothers on the Rocks.
Brothers.
We should say melted or something like that. Brothers on the Rocks. Emptied.
I think our outro's fine as it is.
Well, what's the outro?
Literally this right here. Alrighty, y'all. That's it for this episode of Brothers on the Rocks. Cheers to an empty glass and bellies full, hopefully. In our drunken stupor, we end this night. Cheers. Adios. Peace out, crew.
Peace out, crew.
And
All right.
face the black as we